Could Russian first noticeable military successes in recent months, followed by the death of Russian well-known opposition leader Alexei Navalny, somehow contribute or speed up military aid package approval for Ukraine by Congress?
At least those two events demonstrates that it is an urgent need to support Ukraine, partly to ensure that Russia doesn't make further gains, but that Ukraine is able to liberate more territory. And I strongly believe that the best way to honor the memory of Alexei Navalny is to ensure that President Putin doesn't win on the battlefield, but that Ukraine prevails. The good news is that just over the last few days, we have seen big new announcements, for instance, from Sweden, with over 600 billion extra in support, including combat boats, air defense, and a significant amount of ammunition. Canada announced big additional support with over 800 advanced drones. And this comes on top of the announcement made by France and Germany last week, accounting for billions of dollars in extra support. And then also very much also welcome the announcement by Japan also this week of more than 100 million extra for demining. So of course we are focused on the United States, but we also see how other allies are really stepping up and delivering significant support to Ukraine.
How Europe should prepare to possible return of Donald Trump to the White House amid his statements that he would encourage Russia to attack NATO allies who are not paying their bills?
Well, first of all, the United States has been a staunch and committed NATO ally ever since the alliance was established in 1949. And shifting administrations, Republican, Democratic administrations have always been supportive of NATO. And I expect that regardless of the outcome of the US elections this year, the US will remain a committed NATO ally, because it is in the security interest of the United States. The US is safer and stronger with more than 30 allies. That's something that China and Russia doesn't have at all. It's a great advantage for the United States. Second, it is broad bipartisan support for Ukraine in the US. And then thirdly, the criticism from the US has not mainly been against NATO, but against NATO allies not spending enough of NATO. And the good news is that we now have released just a few days ago new figures showing that more and more allies are meeting the NATO target of spending 2% of GDP on defense. If you add together what all European allies do and compare that to their GDP in total in Europe, it's actually 2% today. That's good, but it's not enough, because we want all allies to spend 2%, and we have also made clear that 2% is a minimum. But it demonstrates that we have come a long way since we made the pledge in 2014 to spend more. Then only 3 allies spend 2% of GDP on defense. Now 18, and I hope even more allies soon will spend 2% of GDP on defense.